Welcome to G3, Games, Gadgets, and Guests, a video podcast from 702 Communications. I'm your host, Brian Crombit. I've got a game episode for you today, and today we're talking about God of War. Now, God of War is one of those games that I'd heard a lot about, but I'd never played. Considering the energy surrounding the launch and with the initial reviews coming in as overwhelmingly positive as they've been, it seemed like it might be time for me to take a look. Having never played a God of War game, I knew literally nothing about the storyline. Like, literally nothing. In one of the first scenes, Kratos cuts down a tree and lifts it over his shoulder, and I was like, he's not just a man then. And that was my introduction to Kratos as the actual God of War. Okay, all right, I should have gotten that, but come on. God of War sounds like a title that anyone could give themselves, right? I mean, I didn't realize he was an actual god. Ignorance aside, I immediately launched into the storyline, and it's good. I mean, it's a simple storyline. Kratos and his son Atreus are going up the mountain to scatter the ashes of Kratos' wife, Atreus' mother. Of course, there's going to be trouble along the way. The Norse gods know that Kratos is here, and they don't like it. So while he's not specifically looking for a fight, trouble's doing its best to find him. God of War is, first of all, beautiful. Graphically, it really is a sight to see. The game developers give you lots of opportunities to take in the amazing vistas that they've designed. Gameplay is an interesting mix of puzzles, dialogue, and some button-mashing combat. Much like Shadow of War, I found you really only needed a couple combos to get through the game, at least so far. Kratos' weapon, Leviathan, is a pretty spectacular piece of weaponry, though. They've got it set up to work like Thor's hammer. So he throws it, or you throw it at an enemy, and you can recall it back to your hand, sometimes coming back through your enemies. So that's all pretty neat. When you first start the game, it asks you if you want more of a story or if you want more of an intense battle game or a balance. And I picked balance, and so far I've been happy with that. I'm interested in the story, and the fighting is part of the story. And yes, I've died in the battle, and I've had to reload and rethink my tactics, but this isn't a game that's inspired me to want to chuck my controller across the room or anything. I'm kind of along for the ride. So I'm maybe 20 hours into the game here, and I've been off on many side quests, and I've had a chance to upgrade my character, my equipment, and for the most part, I've had a pretty good time doing it. But enough intro. Let's go ahead and have a look at God of War. We're going to start here, God of War. I've just booted this up. It does take a while to load, but we're in the map here, and I've gotten us to an area that I've not explored yet. So let's. I'm going to interrupt his story here. One of the things he does, as they're traveling, is tells his son stories. So let's get right into this combat here, and there it gives you a little taste of throwing the axe and retrieving it. So I find that to be a lot of fun. Oh, I missed that guy was right on me like that. All right, so we got through those two. Okay, so first thing off, we got to the beach here, and there was a fight.
Can I?
All right, so so I fell for this the last time, but they've got some of these frozen guys that we will eventually have to fight, or we can just get rid of them right now. So this is one of the gameplay things that I've thought is just a little bit funny, and if I'm a little bit snarky about it, anytime you come across anything with writing on it, you bring your son over to read it, because apparently, though you're a God of War, you're not multilingual. So you have to have your kid read it for you. But it's a way to involve. It's a way to involve the secondary character there for you. Now, there we go. Now, there are some uses for your son in combat, too. He does have his bow and arrow. And you can use that to like right now you can see he's got somebody that he's choking. All right, and this is... I'm going to put the axe away because my son was just pointing out that the axe isn't working. So you can get your shield out and just start pounding on him too. And you should parry that stuff rather than just taking a sword on the arm, but you know, doesn't always work. When you get them to a stun point, you can do a finishing move. I didn't mention that this can be a little bit gory too, but this can be a little bit gory too. I did just stomp his head out.
Are you both alive?
Another spirit.
Yes.
Anytime you see one of these little green gems, you just stomp on it and that heals you. I know there's a spirit there that wants to talk to me, but I'm going to go ahead and heal first. There we go. And now, I'll pick that up too. And let's go find out what this spirit wants from us.
Hello.
I can't remember the last time I saw something walk these islands that wasn't dead or corrupted.
What do you mean?
The desolation, child. Plagues this land, growing more severe with each passing winter. Do you know its cause? Not for certain, but I suspect the appearance of the world serpent, along with the great flood that followed. Many were drowned, myself among them. The dead began to walk not long after.
Do you need anything from us?
Boy, I only wish to speak to someone again. A wish you have just granted. Thank you.
So, that was cool. That was easy. That was the whole of this interaction with that spirit. The one that I'd run into before. He had us basically run an errand for him. But that's been kind of neat about this game too. Is the side quests have some good story to them. Like the first one, the spirit was mad at Thor because of certain situations. So we went and destroyed a Thor statue for him. So kind of cool. And all of this really keys off of all the Norse mythology that you've been seeing a lot in the Thor movies recently, and even in some of the recent games that we were playing even last year. So it's interesting to have all of those tie-ins. I'm going to show you this too. This isn't exciting combat, but this is a puzzle chest here. There's going to be loot in there, but I can't open it because it's locked. So you've got to find those runes in the nearby surroundings. Uh-oh, I missed that one. All right, so this is going to be a skill one. I'm going to need to get all three of them as they spin. You saw I hit the one and it disappeared from the chest. I'm going to have to target all of them and get all three of them in a certain amount of time so that, but before I do that, you get points for killing Odin's ravens. So I'm going to do that one too. All right, so let's do that. And I don't know how I'm going to do that. Aha! So, that was maybe a little cringeworthy. Maybe that took a lot longer than it should have, but that's the kind of stuff you can find yourself doing. You can find yourself just taking 5 minutes to throw your axe to try to open a chest. So anyway, like I say, that's kind of interesting. And now we can run around here and see what's left. What more is there to find on this little island? I imagine there's more fighting. I don't know what this is. It doesn't look good.
Hey, it's a fragment of a language center. You should look for more like this.
Apparently we've got ourselves kind of a new quest. Oh, it looks like that's all there is on this little island. It's just that little thing, that little piece. All right. Well, that's not a bad little look. I mean, we got some combat, you got some puzzle, and you were able to see, you know, just there's these little side areas. So now it's back into the boat
Boy,
and
what
on
did
to
I
the
tell
next
you
adventure.
about offering help.
Don't.
Correct.
Can't we
This
just...
is not a debate. You must learn focus. Our journey need be your only concern.
But what if they can help us? That one seemed to know a little about the lake.
And how does that help us with our goal?
We won't know unless we ask.
Okay, so we'll stop there. But it's an interesting mix of gameplay, fighting, puzzles, dialogue. It's just all really interesting and really well put together. That's just a quick look. Critics love this game, love this game. Metacritic has it at 94 out of 100. IGN's 10 out of 10. GameSpot's 9 out of 10. So if you've enjoyed the series up to now, you'll probably enjoy this one. If you've never played God of War, you can pick this one up and get right to work. I'm enjoying it. I really do hope I get to finish it. So that's it. That's my look at God of War. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please let me know. Comment on the video, send me suggestions, and remember to share, like, subscribe, tell all your friends, because we've got a lot more shows coming up with interesting games, gadgets, and guests. So until next time, I'm Brian Cromit. This is G3. Game on.